welcome back to my kitchen. Today I am making cheeseburger stuffed bacon wrapped onion rings for a barbecue. So we're just going to dive right in because I'm running a little behind. As you can see, I've got these onion rings. I'm going to show you how I got them the way that they are real quick. So I have one onion right here. I just cut the end off and then I peeled back the outermost layer. And now I am going to just slice fairly thick, like onion ring size onion, like kind of on the larger side. And you'll see why soon. And I'm saving the excess onions because I can chop those up into, like I can dice them up and caramelize them and use them for cooking. Now, what I want to do is I want to find the 4 outermost rings. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I want to pop the center out. Like that. It's okay if you break it, but try not to. And then what you're going to do is you're going to break the ring open. You're going to bust out the inner rings. And you're going to stagger them every other ring so that there's a space between the rings. So this is the largest ring, and this is the third largest ring, and it's going to go in there. And then this is the smallest ring and the third smallest ring, and that's going to go in there. And it's ideal that you do it from the same onion. You can kind of make it work with different onions, but it doesn't work as well because they kind of take on the shape of each other. And it can be smaller, like this one's pretty small, but it'll still work. So that is how you cut your onions, so you make sure that you've got space between. Lots of space between, and you'll see why in just a second. So I've got my hamburger meat. I'm going to add onion powder, because why not? Although there will be plenty of onion in this recipe. Worcestershire. You have to season with your heart, not with measurements when it's savory. A little bit of Southwest Chipotle seasoning because the person we're celebrating loves spicy and kind of smoky. Although we will also be cooking this on a charcoal grill. So some garlic salt. I'm really bad about adding salt to things, so this is kind of an easy way for me to make sure there's some salt being added. Black pepper, because it's me. I can answer. And then this mix is all of the seasonings that I was cleaning out of my cupboard. I was putting them into new bottles and stuff, and so everything that was excess I just dumped into one container. So this is just a mixture of all kinds of herbs and spices, including thyme, rosemary, oregano, probably garlic, some kind of a cayenne pepper, etc. I'm going to mix the seasoning in with shredded cheese. So I'll go ahead and mix the seasoning first, just in case I need to add more, because I probably will. It's quite a lot of meat. I think it's about 3 pounds of meat, 3.5 maybe. So I'm just going to, I think you should, basically the rule is season until you can smell it. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, when I did mix these, I did intentionally only put things in that should taste good together and on meat. So this is kind of like a blind barbecue mix, I guess. Kind of a fun way to use up your old dried spices that are getting a little you know, you want to use them up. You don't want to waste them, but they get old. they don't work as well. So more onion. And a little more black pepper. Oh, I didn't realize we'd ordered anything from Prime. Okay. So I'm just going to mix these seasonings in. And then as it's getting close, I don't want to overwork my meat. So I'm gonna, I don't know if that's a thing. Hey Mom, can you overwork ground beef? Okay, that's just a baking thing then, I guess. See, I knew this was gonna happen. Jim was gonna go to the hardware store. Yeah. Could you open this? Or we can help. We can work together. Thank you. And then we add shredded cheese. Because these are going to be cheeseburger stuffed bacon wrapped onion rings. So we need plenty of cheese. Okay, we're just going to mix that in. Yeah, pretty much you can just season it however you would normally season a burger of your choosing, or you can follow what I did if you don't usually season burgers. The video that I got the idea from, which I will link down below, he put ketchup and mustard in the meat mix, which kind of a cool idea. I had no interest in doing that though. But that does remind me I need to thaw out my barbecue sauce. So that's mixed in. Okay, so I've got my cheeseburger meat, and I've got my onion rings, and I've got my toddler. What's up? What's up?
There's a guinea pig scare me.
What scared you?
There's a guinea pig scare me.
Oh, okay. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like it's not that smelly.
Well, you didn't in it.
Did you get any chemicals?
I did. I got chemicals also. I got 3 things. Where did I put the other one?
I'm only concerned because it is so buggy out there, but I really want to eat outside because it's really been pretty pleasant weather.
So I have one that lures and kills and one that repels.
Okay.
And then I also
just
have
adding
this.
a little bit more seasoning to my beef. It's okay. It's fine. I even have my camera where as long as the toddler doesn't go by the window, she's not visible. I am more concerned though about just the fact that I've got all these onions cut. I don't want the kids in here. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your rings like this and take the outer ring and take a piece of meat, and you're going to kind of mash it down into a flat piece like this. And you're just going to smoosh it like this. And I get about halfway around, and then I go ahead and I put my other ring back in. Okay? Because it kind of helps you shape it. And yeah, I need a lot more flattening. It is a very onion-heavy dish, but the bacon on the outside, you end up with about equal parts meat and onion. So you can lay it flat on the countertop for a little bit more control when you're not demonstrating, like so. And then you can put your onion ring back in like this. Kind of pat it down and then clean it up. Stuff it where it needs to be as well. The first time I made these, I was so nervous because I don't actually like to eat onion rings typically, and I'm not usually big on bacon. It really is. I made the dish because it looked cool and it seemed like it would be a fun thing to serve. But when I tried it for the first time, it was really good. It somehow transcended my dislike of all of its components, and it really kind of broadened my horizons for eating things with onion in them. So there's your first onion ring. So I'm going to go ahead and stuff the rest of them. Move this knife. Okay. I'm going to put it in the, I just touched it with my meat hand, so I'm going to put it in the sink. I have a wooden cutting board, so I usually wrap it in plastic just so that it's a little bit cleaner when I'm handling meat products, and also to keep it from taking on an oniony smell, like a long-term smell. So yeah, it's just like playing with Play-Doh. You just sort of sculpt the meat into it, and then you put this here. Hey Jim, come here real quick.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, when you're done.
You're right there.
Okay, are you about to spray? We have really bad mosquitoes, and it's been raining, so it's even worse. So Jim is
Just put the repeller out,
fixing it.
and then I'm gonna spray.
Okay, come here for a sec. All right, I'm gonna try to be a lot faster now because this is taking a long time.
You should put her down for a nap. She might.
Yeah, if she falls asleep, go on in and set her down. Or if she starts sucking her thumb and trying to turn over, that usually means she's ready to sleep.
Check this out.
Nice.
Open spice.
I hope it's good.
Me too. It was like on sale, so
Yeah, that's great.
I'll try it. It's not too expensive.
I just wanted to have something other than water and iced tea to offer people. I'm just going to point it at me. So you can... Yeah, if you start with too much meat, then you just kind of clean it up on the edges.
Oh, okay. My mother-in-law, Carol, put too much in.
I mean, you can be like, that's mine. It has twice as much beef because it's delicious.
There you go.
Like, who's going to stop you?
Well, I gotta be quiet so you can talk.
Oh, you're fine. I'm just going to do it real quick.
Oh.
Okay, so now you have your bacon. I just have basic bacon. You don't want it thick cut, though. You do need it thin cut. You just start it with... I prefer to start it with the fattiest side being the one that gets overlapped. But I just think it's prettier that way with the nice meaty part showing. You can overlap it a little or a lot, just depends on how much bacon you want to go through, because you really only need one thin layer, but and you know, it will use quite a bit. Like, you will need at least 2 slices of bacon per onion ring. And that's even if you're being pretty thin with the bacon wrapping. So when you start the next ring, you just overlap it with the end of the previous one. And then it will be thicker on the inside. That's normal. Like this. To himself. It's funny. I've got my mother-in-law next to me wrapping, but I didn't tell her she would be on camera, so I'm not expecting her to jump in and say hi. Okay, so what ends up happening is a lot of times there's a little piece right here that is not yet covered. I'm going to set this aside, and then I'm going to cut one piece for like a couple to get the last bits. So I'm going to set this down. It's my baby over there, wondering where everybody went. So we're going to do one more just as a demo, and then I'll just do the rest off camera. So So you just wrap it like this. What you're going to want to do when you cook them on the grill, you can either do them on a flat top surface on your grill, like a cast iron skillet or something like that. You can lay them directly on your grill though. Just know that they're going to drip onto your coals and sizzle, and some people think that's too much. So just, know that's going to happen. But see, so this was a little bit of a smaller one. It'll probably only need 2 whole pieces. So this is a primarily bacon based food group. You're allowed to talk, by the way. I'm not going to like...
I said maybe keto friendly, huh?
Yeah, it is a keto dish.
It's yummy.
If you're into that. Or you can throw it on a bun. And I made plenty of meat, so I'll be also cooking off some burgers. And I'm going to cook extra burgers so that... she hears us talking. So there you go. Voila. It's like a little donut. A little cholesterol donut. I guess donuts are too.
A bit better cholesterol, I think.
yeah. At least they're oil, and a lot of places use peanut oil,
one.
which is like not bad at all. So, anyway, but yeah. So there you go, bacon wrapped cheeseburger stuffed onion rings, and I will show you the finished product. I like to cook them on the grill, and then when they're basically done, I just do a little brush of barbecue sauce on top. So use the barbecue sauce of your choice and your preference, and it'll go in the direction of your preferred flavors. I have a homemade barbecue sauce that I am thawing out right now because I don't like to make it fresh every time.